So Dan and I have just arrived in Bethnal Green on a beautiful sunny day to film the second instalment in our Meet the Makers series. We are meeting the people behind British armour and apparel company Knox. Let's go in. See that one up there? Oh, in that office. I don't know where we're going. It's a big building, we might have to work it out. Aaron, how's it going, mate? How's it going? We've already started filming. Smile, you're on camera, down to it. Hey, how's it going? We're already filming, we're going for it. We've got a split between London and Cumbria, haven't we? We'll touch on all that.
Sure.
Later. What's your relationship with the whole business?
Well, it's a family company.
It's a family company.
Yeah, right from the start.
What's it like working with your family?
Fantastic. It's like never better. So, you know, Geoff is our father. Now you've got a bit of next generation action going on there.
Let's start at the very beginning.
Well, I guess it all started with Geoff. He was a motorcycle racer in the late 70s and early 80s, but he also funded that by being an upholsterer. He was very quick, but very accident prone, and so that resulted in him, you know, breaking a lot of stuff and also breaking his back and, you know, laying in traction for 6 weeks. And I guess it kind of led to thinking that he should do something about it. You know, he'd had a conversation with Barry Sheen and he'd said that he, you know, puts his mum's sofa cushion down his back as some kind of protection, and I guess that kind of triggered a light bulb moment for Geoff, really. I was like, okay, I make all my leathers, I'm an upholsterer and furniture maker, and I have like access to like super high grade, you know, impact foams. And so I guess it went from there, and he just decided to make a back protector. Then he started selling these, or?
Yeah, he started selling them. He filled the van full of them, took it to the Grand Prix. Sold them to racers, you know. No, so our first customers were people like Wayne Gardner and Roger Marshall, and we got a great picture of that too. So these guys were lining up for it. But yes, he was making them. It was much more Heath Robinson, obviously, than what it is now. Geoff physically lying in the fiberglass mould, and them, you know, pressing 2 sheets of foam together with some, you know, pretty dubious glue, you know, industrial stuff, and these guys are just working it out basically. And then
obviously something that's not been done before.
Exactly.
And when did you move into clothing?
In '88.
Got this beauty over here. Slow wheel this in.
Why not? First jacket. While it's disintegrating now, 1988, the first ever jacket with armour, built in. We won an industry award for it.
So why did you go on Knox?
Knox. Well,
taking the Knox with
Knox.
And we had our character called Nobby Knox.
Nobby Knox. He was in the middle of the logo.
He was in the middle of the logo with a hammer.
Nailed that here. That sounds wicked.
Geoff had some mates that said, hey, why don't you call it Nobby Knox? You know, oh yeah, that's great. That was like, there was no creative, like,
no branding department.
No.
Definitely.
I'm telling you, right, this material is the most waterproof material and slippy material you've ever seen. And we had that much left over of it. We used to make slides and slippy mats and slides in the garden.
So you put liquid
water.
So you guys grew up with this, right? You grew up with manufacturing and everything?
Yeah, we basically lived in the factory. For me, I guess 3 or 4 years old. Go there after schools, like had a play area, but also it was great. I just used to climb up like racks and racks of fabric, cut bits out, take it to someone, like, put a stitch in here please, and like
so designing back then.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So we've got the factory in Cumbria making everything, but we're here in Bethnal Green. This is where the design happened.
Yeah, this is my gig down here.
Cool. Can you show us some of that?
I can definitely show you some
Yeah,
of
get
that.
some sneak peeks.
I kind of sit at my desk down here and start designing, basically. So it usually consists of a pencil, this little beast here, and paper. Once I've kind of worked something out, I will start mocking it up on screen. Part of my process is really making sure that it's gonna work. Then I kind of go into my little workshop of stuff. So I have lots of like patterns, I have a huge amount of fabric, and then I generally sit down on here, start mocking stuff up. So there's always like tons of little samples hanging around of stuff that I'm kind of working on.
Oh, is this your Spectra fabric?
Yeah, this
stuff's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, super abrasion resistant. Yeah. It's like one of the strongest fabrics we've ever made, and yet it just looks like a sweatshirt. So
there's so much tech, isn't there, involved in all this?
Loads of tech. All kinds of things like trying to bond stuff to it, trying to tear it, see what happens over here, and then...
And then from here, how do you get it to Cumbria?
So now to my third workstation.
Man with no trousers.
Man with no trousers, no pants. He's not got any pants on right now. But this, for example, is that shield jumper that we were talking about. Instead of hand drawing it, I can draw it on the screen, and it allows me to get everything together.
Yeah.
Like decide which piece is going to which piece, so like and which orientation they sew, and then I can kind of place it
on your model.
On a man.
Yeah.
And see how it fits together. Swizz him around. But you get like a really good idea of how it's going to fit together, and you can use things like this to kind of check that, you know,
so where it's kind of resting on
yeah,
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if this, say, was all red or something, and it was really red all around here, it would suggest that it's really, really tight, so that I probably need to increase the size. So that kind of means that my size is right, and it gives me a rough outline of what it's going to look like.
Then you can sort of send all this up to Cumbria, and they can send you back the prototypes, yeah?
Exactly. It's really precise, and if I need to make a change, say we get loads of comments like, oh, we're finding customers are finding the sleeve length too short. It's mega easy for me to just like alter the pattern, send a new pattern up, rather than having to manually change loads of different patterns. I'm able to do a quick one, send it back, and then it can go into production immediately. It's good.
Process. We should hear a bit more about what happens at the factory, shouldn't we?
Definitely.
So, Aaron, talk us through what happens when it all gets up to Cumbria.
Right, so obviously we've done all the patterning things, so basically those raw files are going to come up to us, and we've got very much the similar software actually up in Cumbria now, so we can take that and start to cut out, you know, the fabrics and start making them. So we've got a whole cutting department which is just dedicated to, you know, checking all the actual fabrics that are okay, cutting them out. We've actually just invested in some new machinery to really help us do that much more accurately and much more efficiently. And then of course it'll go into the sewing department, where we're going to sew up all the garments from start to finish. All of our staff are sort of super widely skilled. So we have about 25 of us up in Cumbria. So we're a small, tight team, and we're making like 60% of the whole range up in Cumbria as well, which is just
we've got some of that behind us here, haven't we? But the Urbane, let's get into some product.
Yeah, that's right.
The Urbane, Dan, you're a big fan of this guy, I know. We rattle through these in the shop. Such a good thing. This is made in Cumbria?
This is a classic Cumbria-made product for us. You know, we're churning these out all the time.
Yeah, it's the essence of you guys, isn't it? You've got the armour protection, you've got the technical, so you've got shoulders, elbows and a back in here.
Yeah, and that's the benefit of this, is that the armour is close, it's not going to shift around.
Yeah.
The armour's going to be where you need it to be, when you need it to be.
Yeah,
and it's light, flexible, it's got all the breathability, and perfect for down here, because it's just such a flexible garment.
Really good piece. And how long would something like this take to make in the factory?
About 100 minutes, you know, from start to finish. So
it's quite labour intensive, isn't it?
I mean,
a lot to get done.
You don't always see when you're buying a garment like this, but yeah, there's a lot of work involved in this. Hopefully, people can see
the quality,
quality, and hopefully they can see the value in that. But there's a lot of times, a lot of effort, and there's a lot of checking, and that's really the benefit of the UK. You know, it's not like we're just getting shipped in 1,000 of this or 1,000 of that. Every piece is checked. You know, we do make it small batches, and if we get a problem with one, then it's where we would stop. You know, we take it back to the machinist and we get it fixed. It's all very, very close. So it's very hands-on. Everything's checked. Rejects are pushed back to the people that have actually done it, rather than think, my God, I've got 1,000 of these products.
So the other 40% of product, so what's the stuff like?
So, like, we don't make gloves, for example.
Specialist factory for that. We've got some of those here, haven't we? Tell me a bit about the scaphoid protection. Right. This pair have been used, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, that's why I brought them. The scaphoid protection system is our patented thing. It's our real showpiece on gloves, and the idea is that, you know, if you're going to fall off, you know,
that's what you're going to put your hand down, aren't you?
So that's it working on the hand.
This is the Orsa, isn't it?
Orsa.
Yeah, Ross just did a gear guide on these. He loves these. Yeah. So you've got a load of protection there.
And you know, the other benefit obviously about being in Cumbria as well is that we've just got the most beautiful place to you're gonna have to come up and
you sent us through all that footage of those roads. We were very jealous of that. The ride from Shoreditch to Bethnal Green is not quite that beautiful scenery. No. It's incredible. So I guess that's lovely. You get to work in the factory, and the ride home is through the mountains. It's
a phenomenal place to be, and you know, we're blessed with some of the best riding roads in the UK. I'd have thought. Yeah, you might get a few comments on that, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Best riding road in the UK. Come on, people. What's next? Can you tell us what's next, or is it all top secret? April
there is some stuff that's top secret. Absolutely. You know, we're very busy right now, just making 2019's range, and we've got some key stuff that's going to happen, which will drop before too long. But you know, we're quite excited about new fabric developments. You know, for example, we've just launched our shield jumper, shield sweatshirt that's featuring a new Spectra material. So we're kind of getting to know what's going on with that fabric, and there's a lot of exciting stuff to come with that we're working on.
Cool. Guys, thanks so much for having us down. It's been really interesting to see the sort of process from beginning to end, hear how it all happens. And all these products we've been looking at, and a load more things you can see in the store and online. Important stuff to say.
Absolutely.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks. Cheers, Gareth. Thank you.
Cheers. Did you design that guy some trousers, maybe?
I know. Yeah, I think he's a little
chilly.
exposed, isn't he?
He is.